Brunswick East is a suburb of Melbourne, Victoria, and is located about 6 kilometres north from Melbourne CBD. It was once an affordable suburb, but because of its close proximity to the city, has seen a new wave of younger professional residents moving in, and this is seeing a new type of architecture being created.
When the client first approached me, there was a derelict house, it had been burnt down. It was a bit hard to visualise how to create this incredible house from Rat and Felicia without, being ostentatious, without overbuilding on the site.
This house sets a new benchmark of architecture for the suburb. It meets the expectations of the streetscape and has adapted to our modern way of living. Just arriving from the streetscape, it really does blend in so beautifully with the rest of the streetscape. What was you thinking? I mean, what was here before?
Well, basically, it was an old Victorian cottage that it was burnt down, so it was unsalvageable. So we saw it as a great opportunity to knock down and create our own dream home. Basically.
Absolutely, and a bit of an icon in the street, really.
Yes, definitely.
We get the neighbours stopping by and telling us what a great, lovely home we've built. So it's good.
I mean, that's a real testament to the architect, that he's actually worked with the street and the neighbours love it. So who was the architect?
So it was Adrian Bonomi. I basically came across him just through a magazine and saw some of his digital images.
Well, I mean, you obviously love design.
Yes, I do. I love design.
And you can tell because, obviously you're living in a house that's really well designed. When you saw the initial house, what kind of vision did you have for the site?
Well, basically it was a little oasis in urban Brunswick.
Which is what it is. And that courtyard really does make it an urban oasis. So do you use it much?
I have a lot of family barbecues out there and...
being of Greek and Turkish backgrounds, barbecue season is coming up and it will be heavily used there. I think lamb on the spit one time. And, I love it, a lot of things there. So
that's great. So you're Turkish?
Yes.
And you're Greek?
Yeah.
You're side by side as far as geography goes?
And our barbecues are peaceful.
Okay. Because you enter the house through a small courtyard garden, as you arrive into the open plan living spaces, the area seems so much bigger than what it really is. This space and the main bedroom have views and access into the central courtyard.
So the courtyard's a connection to the landscape, and I've afforded every room a connection to that landscape. Even though it's very tight on the site, we've got less than 300 square metres. So I've tried to get as much northern light into each space and to wrap the indoor spaces around those courtyards as much as possible.
Having an architect that's open to a lot of ideas and creating such different levels of scope makes it a lot harder for a builder to actually deal with. Builders probably tend to want to do things the quick way, just try and get it as neat as possible and walk away. But when you've got such a difficult project with a lot of clean lines and, very particular finishes, it sort of does make things a lot more harder to complete. But it also does bring out the best in the builder.
Look, I tell you what, one of the elements I really love about this house is this beautiful cathedral ceiling when you walk in. And because this is really effectively a pretty small area, it doesn't look small, doesn't feel small at all. And I think it's because of that high ceiling there.
I guess it was a compromise. She loves grand, Victorian homes, those old styles, whereas I'm really into, modern design. So one of the compromises was, well, why don't we go for something that's, has those grand cathedral ceilings.
And it works so beautifully here. And I guess it's like a salute to what people imagine a house to be with a pointy roof. And you've kind of got that here in this modern design, which works beautifully. The other thing too is the materials look beautiful as well. Did you have much to do with choices there?
Yeah. So probably 95% was him, 5% was me. Basically all I chose was the marble in the kitchen and I think he chose the rest. Basically we had a wedding, a baby and built a house all in 12 months. So he got me when I was focused on other matters.
Of course. A great design, a great build and great owners. Thank you so much for showing me around.
No problem.